Saikou squad, what's good? Today we're going to be working on releasing our lats, a little bit of posteriors. Okay, just got back from a little bike ride, feeling a little tight, so figure I'll show you a little something. Okay, so get your foam roller, bada bing, bada boom, and you're gonna put it. Let's get started at the top. We'll start quick at the armpit. Okay, a lot of people are pretty familiar with like rolling out the lats and stuff, but I add a couple of things. Okay, so when we go, you find a problem area, it's good to kind of sink and sit into that position. Okay, it's also really good for the shoulder. It's a good time that I like to get in there. So open up a little bit of that shoulder girdle, that rotator cuff. Okay, so I might feel a little bit. Okay, so you can also use this to open up. Okay, little windshield wipers. You can open it up in like a full circle. This is gonna help release those little rotator cuff muscles that cross beneath and between armpit from your shoulder blade, okay, to the front of your shoulder, crisscrossing. Okay, it's a good time to work that. Also, once we start working into the lat muscle and a little bit into the deeper ribs, you can kind of, once we get a position, sit on it, and then we can also turn this into like a little bit of a stretch in there. It's like an S grip in jiu-jitsu, and I'll stretch into it a little bit, okay, and then release, and then relax into it, okay, and then stretch into it, and then release. You can move it down a little bit, okay. This is a little pro tip to help you get deeper and to open up the ribs a little bit because they're going to be tight. What else? Also, another thing that I don't really see people do is once we get into there, say we're working the lats, okay, we get a problem spot, it's going to be hard. You see people just kind of mashing it up and down. Another thing that works really well is to rock forwards and backwards, laterally that way, side to side, and kind of floss it that way. Now you can kind of almost hit a little bit more of a rotator cuff, more of the lats, instead of just kind of going up and down, kind of going back and forth. You can also add a little bit of stretch into this thing too, and then you'll definitely feel a bigger release, and you have more range of motion in the shoulder, in your upper body, okay, in those traps. It's gonna help release stuff. Okay, so you can start top, work your way down, start at the bottom, work your way up. Okay, you can also try and, once you start leaning back this way, it's a good chance to kind of open up the back shoulder muscles. Okay, because those things get really sticky. You can also hit this with a lacrosse ball, but I feel like sometimes the lacrosse ball might be a little too intense. You might hurt yourself. I don't think I've ever hurt anybody, but it's possible with enough pressure you could pop a rib or something. I've cracked one, pulled one, so I'm just really careful when it comes to the ribs. And if it hurts too much, the muscle's not really as likely to release, right? So you want to be like more in a relaxed state when you work this. It's gonna hurt a little bit, but it should also kind of feel good. If it's just pain, the muscle's gonna be a lot less likely to release, and you probably still have the problem. Okay, so work this on both sides. Okay, not just working up and down your lat, but also kind of rocking forward and back, hitting it that way all the way through. Also, you can work in a little bit of shoulder mobilization in there. Put you guys on game. Saikou MMA.